Okay. Back to normal game audio. Oh god, it's freaking out. 1 second. Second, I need to... Sometimes that happens. There we go. Okay, what's up, guys? Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Whoops. So, yeah, welcome back to the lore run of Bloodborne. Where we ended up on Friday, when we stopped, was I'd done most of the Forbidden Woods, though we still need to do the bottom section of it. Can I level up?
Welcome home. What is it you...
I don't think so.
Very well, let me...
So we just need to do that little bottom section, then we'll do Shadows of Yharnam. That's the next boss. Do I have any... Then we'll go to Bergenworth. Is that not? I wasn't actually looking at how much I needed.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it? Very well, let me...
Oh no, 13,000. Okay. So yeah. So most of the lore stuff we've already passed through in the forest. Oops, that was too many. Well.
Welcome, what is it?
But then Bergenworth will be a treasure trove
It has become your strength.
of lore stuff for us to deal with. Why is that not bumping attack at all? Guess we'll do this then.
Farewell.
So yeah, the reason that we ended up skipping part of the woods because I fell down in a weird way. And then... So let me... 1 second. I need to bring up my notes. Pretty sure there's nothing I need to deal with. But better to check now rather than... Because I don't think the Shadows of Yharnam actually affects anything that we do lore-wise. I never checked if Gurman is back. Go down this first elevator. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that we need to double, like triple check before we do Rom, who's the boss in Bergenworth. Because he... No, it's a she. It's a she. Changes a whole lot of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that we need to do like immediately after Rom as well. Okay. Let's send this back up. So I figure the next time that we come down here... Well, actually, we'll probably go straight to the boss. I mean, straight to the boss. We'll go to the boss before I go back to the lantern. There's a decent chance I'll die to the boss. Shadows I haven't done in a while. And Shadows has never been a boss that I've been particularly good at, so... I'm figuring it'll take a couple of tries. Okay, so now, yeah, we just like ran past, like this guy. wow. Okay, never mind. Oh, we didn't need to kill him anyways. So yeah, we dropped down from the side, and we went in there, and that's where the Celestials were, those little alien dudes. So we actually need to go back up the hill a little bit and look for some loot. There's not a ton left, but I just need to double check that we didn't miss something here. Pretty sure we didn't. Also need to get back into kind of Bloodborne mode. Taking a couple days off is never good for your skills. Where did the snake guy go? Saw him walking. You can hear the pig. I don't think there's anything up here. Oh, there's a Biller pig. I didn't even know there was a pig here. Okay, fist the pig. Across this tree. This, I don't... Ooh, new clothes for us to look at. Okay. Graveyard robe. Okay. Robe of Doris, Graveyard of the Forbidden Woods. Countless bloodied ritual tools hang from its back. Willem kept 2 loyal servants back at Bergenworth. When they were sent into the labyrinth, they encountered the Eldritch Truth and went mad. One became the password keeper, while Doris became a graveguard of the forest. Both remained loyal, even in madness. So if you remember last time on Friday, when we first entered the woods, we had to give a password. The password being Fear the Old Blood. And to get that password, we had to fight Amelia. The person that we gave the password to ended up being already dead. That's the one of these 2 loyal servants. The other one being here, Doris. So the only people that were kept kind of at Bergenworth, or were at Bergenworth when they closed it down, the church being the ones who kind of made it the Forbidden Woods. The Forbidden Woods. So they left Willem. So Willem is still there. We need to talk to him. We saw him in the Lawrence cutscene. He was the guy in like the chair that was like Lawrence, fear the old blood. But then they split off from each other. So there was 2 others, Doris and then the other guy. So we know that there's no other people. The keyword there being people. Back at Bergenworth. So we can already kind of expect things to be in disarray. I mean, we kind of expected that because it's blocked by the Forbidden Woods. But I don't think this says anything else. Covered in the blood of untidy rituals. So we can kind of tell that stuff at Bergenworth, something was going on. Something with rituals. So yeah, countless bloodied ritual tools covered in blood of untidy rituals. So whatever they were doing at Bergenworth, even after Lawrence split up and founded the church, that at Bergenworth they were still doing stuff. They were still researching. They were still doing rituals. And maybe what they ended up doing with the rituals, whatever they summoned or created, that's why the church decided to make Bergenworth forbidden ground. They didn't want people going and seeing what happened. So, Snake Boy. Just hear him walk by every once in a while. I don't think we can get up right here. Just have to go around. I hate these snake guys. They're one of the... There's probably like 6 or 7 enemies in the game that I just like. Oh, he saw me. Can't handle very well. They are one of them. Okay, here's Big Snake Boy. Oh no, the battery's low. Ooh, another gemstone. Oh, hey guys. Okay, so we need to go back up here. So, we tried to jump across right here. Because that's where that item is. So let's try this again. Okay. I was like, that's gonna be annoying if I miss that, because then we're gonna fall down to the Celestials again. A graveyard mask. Those. Okay. So, Mask of Dorith. His pale countenance mimics the Labyrinth Watchers. And the rest is normal. You can see that he had a mask, so maybe something happened to his face. Snake Boy, can I come back? There he is. Ooh. That was almost super duper bad. Antidote. Use that, please. There's so many snakes in the woods. Also, notice these guys again. I know I pointed out when we were here on Friday. Coins. Oh, son of a. Ah! Yep, I was like, that's gonna kill us. One of the snake boys snuck up on us. Yeah, this bottom part of the woods with all of the bigger snakes and the snake guys are not good. They kill us quite quickly. It's like, Forbidden Woods is nice because they have these 2 shortcuts. But at the same time, it's still a ways down there. I guess we can go down this normal way. I basically know where we're going, so. Depends how many snake things I encounter. Luckily these guys, even though you can see them, they don't follow you very far. So there's a snake guy right there. He hasn't transformed yet. I thought he would stay there. So yeah, as long as you don't like stand still for a long time. I think that's actually the guy that attacked us before. Wait, no, we're not down far enough. It's fine. Yeah, that big snake. He has my... Really? He's the one who has them? Oh, hey, there's an item right there. Sometimes, game. Sometimes. My blood echoes are the worst possible thing. Here? I thought we were up here. But it's not. Okay, shards. care about killing him. I'm getting my echoes back. Doesn't matter to me a ton. Because we're just going to go into the shadows anyways. Let's see. Oh no, this is not where I wanted to go. This is actually fine. We're just gonna run past the Celestials real quick. And pray that the magic ones don't attack us. Okay, fine. I think I actually know where I'm going here, for the most part. Though we do need to go grab those items that those giant snakes were hiding. On me. Yeah, it's fine. He won't follow us very far. I say as then eventually a pig will just like fly out of nowhere. There's that snake guy. Are there two of them? There are two. Oh yeah, then there's this pig up here. We probably should kill this guy. Just so if I need to run up here, we don't just run into the pig. Unless they give us an insane amount of souls. Classical souls. There it is. Okay, where's that guy? Snake's over there. Where is where you were? Like right here, and then to the side right there? Yeah. Should I just like try to run in? Definitely run in and get this one. And this one. Wow, 3? There's one other thing in there. I thought there was... There is. Yes, okay, we did need to go in there. Why does that... I thought the other one had my echoes. Now I am confused. Okay, we do need to go down there, but not from this direction, because there's a gate that locks. Well, is locked, and then you have to unlock it from the other side. I think we're good. And then to get out of there, you have to drop on that dude. Just fine, but... Okay, so let's read that Deep Sea rune that we just got. Gives us Frenzy Resist, which is not helpful at the moment, but will eventually be, though I probably won't ever equip it. Okay. This rune means Deep Sea and grants augmented resistance. Great volumes of water serve us, yeah. Great volumes of water hide the truth, which we will talk about later. It's not It is relevant, but in like an hour. It's relevant when we get to Bergenworth, because there is a lake there. I didn't really want to just drop right there. Oh, are you guys hiding anything? Like my... Oh, yeah, you are. I see it through there. That attack is just slightly slower than I want it to be. Okay, big boy. Let's set up Okay. That's right above there. Oh my gosh. This could definitely kill me. I think this is the last thing. Oh, it's a chunk though. That's actually definitely worth it. So chunks are the next form of stone that I need to boost up my weapon. Okay, we were definitely up here already. Yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, we've been on every track so far. Pretty sure. Through the woods. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely have. Oh, somebody's dying. Why is somebody dying? You dying to poison? What? I don't know why he just died, but I'm not gonna complain. Okay. Here. And back down at the bottom, where those guys rotate around. Actually, no, the last section is over here. Are you hiding anything? He's kind of an annoying spot because the big guys are pretty easy to kill if you're down behind them. And he basically blocks you from doing that. Because the game developers were like tired of you just getting behind people. Oh, I don't think there's... So, something I just kind of thought about. So these big tombstones. We try to imagine what could be underneath them. I haven't looked this up. I'm just like speculating right now. Yeah, nice. Point. That way goes down to the pig, but we're going to go around the backside of the pig. If we speculate, what could be buried there? So we're pretty damn close to Bergenworth right now. Despite the fact that we're still in the woods, Bergenworth basically is like down a little path. We're close enough that it could have been something that they were doing that created something big enough to be warranted by the huge gravestones. So it's like, if they were trying to summon something, perhaps they were just constantly failing, bringing in, like, summoning stuff, but it was already dead, or so disfigured that they had to kill it. And perhaps that they're burying them along the big gravestones here. Oh, there's the pig. Don't want to... The ones here tend to charge you. I was hoping that he would go to the other side. Yeah, they turn around and then you can actually just like straight up kill this one. So yeah, if we think maybe that's what's under the big gravestones, I hadn't thought about it too much before. And then all these little ones are the people of Bergenworth that were perhaps killed or went insane during some of the rituals. Or maybe they're the people that went down into the labyrinths. Something I had meant to look up, but didn't. Yeah, there's some dudes down here, but did you grab this? Was there anything else? I don't think there's anything else right there. There's another pig. Let's go read this first, though. A dissipating lake. Increases bolt defense. This rune means lake. Those who memorize it enjoy reduced bolt damage. Doesn't have anything else. Okay. Yeah, there's dudes in the water, and then if you go up here, there's a pig over here. Oh, there's an item. I couldn't remember if there was an item here. Let's see what this pig. This pig usually like comes over here and like looks up at you, and then you can get drop on him. Yeah. Poison pig. Okay. Not too much of a problem. Okay, gemstone, that's actually good. It's level 3 gemstone as well. Okay, so this is the boss arena. Okay. Where's the... Yes. For the shadows. Oh, the pig drops something. Actually, have a number of echoes. Don't know if I really want to go back though. We're already like a lot higher leveled here than normal, just because we've been going around everywhere, dealing with all the things. Okay, so this way, for some reason you can't open this gate from the other side. It's the most annoying thing. Not sure if we'll actually fight this guy. That's a good dodge. Anything right here? There totally might be something at the top of this. I don't remember. No, because then there's a sneaky boy. Okay. How far did you follow me? There's nothing right here. Let me double check that there's nothing at the back of this grave. Actually, no, you can't get to the back of the grave. Okay. Ah, let me out. Okay, so now we can just go do the shadows. So yeah, don't expect great things on the first go. It's been long enough. I know what you're supposed to do in the fight, which is better than it was against Parl. It's just been long enough, and also this fight can sometimes get a little bit out of hand if one of the dudes decides to like not get trapped by it. So there's like a big grave here on the right side, and what you want to do is get one of them stuck behind there, so you have to deal with 2 of them. There's 3 shadows, but I usually can't get that to happen because I'm not very good at this fight. But we should have high enough damage that it's not too much of an issue. I love their entrance. Obviously not what I wanted to do. That's fine. Okay, we just need to get that other dude just like chilling back there. Okay, we need to move. And because that guy was coming over. Yeah. So that's what you're actually the beginning is what you're supposed to do. But then I got trapped over in the corner. I thought we'd be doing better damage than that slightly. But... Okay, we can basically run. Oh my gosh. Run to him, so. just go there, and then we can just run past this guy. He's facing backwards. Oh. So now back up. I don't think he turns around. Unless we obviously get his attention. Yeah, he always goes over here and then he starts like sniffing a thing. And then we can not visceral, backstab. Heavy attack into backstab. I don't think there's anything he's actually sniffing. It's like a log. Then these guys. I think to trigger the pig walking, you actually have to come up here or across down there. And then you can do this. By this, I mean do this. And then just run past. Wow, that was actually pretty close. So I think I'll try these guys just like 2 more times. And then I'll probably sell someone in. That's what I don't want to do. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so bad at this fight. I want it to be slower, but then I can't control it enough. Yeah, it's probably actually one of my worst fights. Maybe it's because it's slightly slower. I actually might just summon. I don't feel like going through this again. So I have beaten them by myself several times, but it's always been a slog. I know I'm making excuses, but I don't know. I never enjoyed this fight also. It's like some of the fights in this game you really enjoy because you're like learning. It's like, I know how to do this fight, and I just can't do it properly without ramming my head against it a bunch. And that's not fun, so. I want to get to Bergenworth anyways. Whoops. least we get blood vials from the pigs. So we'll see if people actually are here to summon. It's kind of a weird, it's like Monday morning. Or Monday. It's almost noon. Don't mind me. Did I put this? Not there. Okay. I'll switch this to. I mean, we won't wait. We won't wait very long. Wait like a minute. Actually, let's use this time for. I want to see. So, Bloodborne, the giant graves. I want to see if there's actually. Binwood's graves. To see if there's some kind of lore thing here. So, the part. It's actually called the Forbidden Grave, the lamp where the shadows are after we beat them. Let's see if there's any kind of... So... I was right. Yeah, well, I was kind of right. So the big graves are for the great ones. So we can assume that... Oh, hey, there's a person. So it's either, like, for people... Well, for the ones that they tried to summon, but it's also probably for ones they found. Bro. Down in the catacombs. Bro. Okay. Yeah, let him take care of. Did he just die? Well, that's actually even worse, because now they have more health. Oh, he was stuck on the grave. Whoops. Probably shouldn't have moved over there. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, I thought he was gonna flamethrower me. That's why I, like, jumped away. Doing that shit. Come here. Jeez. Let me just get wrecked by this one. Let's get over here and heal. Son of a bitch. I thought I could dodge that. Okay, if we could just get rid of the one. Though I know that if you get... Once one gets below certain health... Oh my god, I got caught on a rock. Then... Okay, let me circle back around here so I can get behind this. Okay, solo this guy. Ugh! I was like stuck on it. So they get stretchy arms. Oh god, the fire! Okay, perfect. Okay, there's one of them. Oh, got it. Okay, we still need to do our tactic of getting the one guy stuck behind the grave. No, no, no. Come here. This one dude is just like stuck on the other side. Making sure that guy was actually keeping track of what he was doing. Okay, come here. Your butts. Come around here. Not both of you. Just the one. This is one of the more interesting fights I've had with them. Normally, though, I can't get the one so well stuck, but then the other guy isn't cooperating. If you would just come here. That was real dumb. God, why are you, like, jumping off to the side, though? Oh, God, I thought this guy would just go forward. No. No, what are you doing? He's, like, perfect, and then he just, like, decides to just go off into who knows where. Okay, that's pretty much perfect. There we go. Okay. That's the only real danger, is that snake thing. There we go. So it took the other dude coming in and giving them extra health for me to have a good battle. But still, that's only 3 tries. So. I don't know what the shit that other guy was doing. He probably thought that the 2 of them were locked on me, but then obviously that wasn't. Okay, so we just got a rune from them. This Blood Rapture. Okay. So this rune resonates with servants of the Queen, carrier of the Child of Blood, who yearns for their Queen's blood with little hope of requitment. So obviously that means that the Shadows were servants of the Queen. Also, we know now that the Queen was carrier of the Child of Blood. So, we don't know what the Child of Blood is yet, but now we kind of know that the Queen, so we're imagining this is the Queen of Yharnam, was the carrier for something. Something big. This Child of Blood probably has something to do with, obviously, the Old Bloods, so something to do with the Great Ones. So, we'll kind of slowly dig through that. The Queen is one of those aspects of the game that is hidden for most of it, but then kind of at the end gets a little bit more open. And she has a little bit more to do with some of the Chalice dungeons, so yeah, this rune restores HP with visceral attacks. I don't use visceral attacks very often, as you guys have seen. I mean, obviously that didn't have anything to do with that fight. So let's go back and level up real quick, and then we're off to Byrgenwerth, finally. It's like, you've been hearing about Byrgenwerth the entire run. It's like, we gotta get to Byrgenwerth, and we uncover all these things. And then finally we get to Byrgenwerth. Let's check where German is.
Welcome home. What is it? Very well, let me...
Let's see. So yeah, we won't be able to get 3 out of this. But... So why is that not increasing our weapon? We should go look, see if I can increase. Not because we got 1 chunk. I don't know if it takes just 1 chunk the first time though. No, it takes 3 chunks. I didn't think it was 1, so. Where the crap? Maybe, I think we might have messed up. By killing German, you can't actually kill him. He actually disappears. I mean, it doesn't matter that much, because then we get to do his stuff next playthrough. I mean, that's one less thing for us to think about. There's a couple of just little tidbits of dialogue I wanted from him. It's not anything super important. He doesn't, like, give you anything. So I'm wondering... Right now I'm wondering, so we can actually go to the DLC. I'm wondering if we want to drop in the DLC and get some chunks to upgrade our weapon before ROM. Don't need to. Obviously, you never need to do anything. But... I guess let's just go straight to Byrgenwerth. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Forbidden Grave. I mean, we can also think about if it's the grave that's actually forbidden and not the forest being forbidden just because it's around. And also because it's overrun with beasts and stuff. But if these are all great ones, and the church didn't want the normal people to come in here and be like, what the heck are these huge graves for? What have you guys, like, found in the catacombs? You can kind of imagine why the forest was forbidden in the first place, but we're going to go see what's in actual Bergenworth. Our favorite bro, this guy. I did not dodge in time. Is it actually gonna? Okay. So, a couple things to note here. Just because. So, this is the first time we've met this enemy. So, and these enemies are actually only here in. We'll change. Let's name it in a second. So, we're in Bergenworth. So, they're only here in Bergenworth. So, if we kind of imagine that the old blood, we know that something is wrong with it. It makes people turn into beasts after there's too much administration going on. But the people of Bergenworth did not take the blood, so that's why they didn't turn into beasts. As if you remember, kind of, Willem didn't... He got in an argument with Lawrence about whether to use the blood, and he didn't want to use it. So why would the people who stayed here with him wouldn't have been using that? So something else has turned them into these other bug creatures. And notice one thing, they have lots of eyes. That will come into play. Well, as we try to figure out why they turned into these instead. So, these guys are kind of all over the place. Bergenworth is actually probably one of the smallest areas in the game, which is a little disappointing, because it's, like, so important lore-wise. Kind of missed that. Also, notice their kind of manner of attacking is trying to get onto your head to, like, suck at your brain. So this idea that they're trying to get at something that's in your brain. So look at the statues. So this is a dude who walks around. I just don't want to like crap attention. Right, this guy. Oh god, I thought he actually got on me. So what they cause? Oh, there's the other dude. If you notice, there was a bar that was going up. When the first guy was sucking on me, so it's a good thing that he was actually doing that. So that's a status called Frenzy, and we can think of that about, it's almost like insanity in this game, even though it does damage to you. If the full bar goes up, it does a lot of damage to you. We can think about, it's like we're almost being connected with these things as they give us Frenzy. Also, let's look. So yeah, so many eyes. Shiny, what's up? How you doing? Hopefully you had a good weekend. You missed my epic battle with the shadows. This son of a bitch always wrecks me. Hate it. Oh, I wrecked him though. Okay, so he's guarding another room. Arcane Lake. Nice. That I haven't played Autonoma yet. It's one of my games that I'm like, really need to play it. My weekend was pretty good. I think what I did, just pretty much chilled on Saturday. Um, yeah. Uh, then got to see my mom and my grandma, so that's always a good time. So yeah, pretty just chill. So, but that's always good. Okay. So this one increases our arcane damage, which doesn't help us at the moment. So yeah, how are you enjoying Nier Autonoma? I know that everyone's been raving on it. So. I mean, if you played it all day, you'd probably like it. Yeah, let's get these dudes to drop down. There we go. Wait, no! How are you not dead? Oh my god, no. I love that you can just, like, dash away when they're, like, up in the air. Okay, now for everyone's favorite enemy, because it looks so freaking weird. It's the fact that it shoots freaking fireballs at you. Can't see. Okay, let's focus on the body. Look at this thing! Also, it has so much health. Oh, barf. Arcane goo. It has so much health. Almost. I don't even know what those things are called. I looked that up. This guy. Okay. Sounds like that's like just up my alley. I like difficult games. Any game with good music is usually a good game for me. Yeah, I've seen the gameplay. Yeah, how is it part shooter? I've always wondered because I haven't really watched. I've tried not to like spoil myself gameplay wise. So I know a lot of it's like actiony, like fighting, like kind of almost like God of War esque, but not really God of War, but kind of like that. But I don't know about the shooting parts. Is it like actual shooter? Okay, Pro Select. This is important. It's done. Oh, did we never looked at this one. Where did we get this? Somewhere in the woods. Yeah. One of the forbidden hunter tools made by Irreverent Izzy. For all the strength of the terrible undead dark beasts, if only for a moment to blast surrounding foes back with the force of a roaring beast. The indescribable sound is broadcast with the caster's own vocal cords, which begs the question, what terrible things lurk deep within the frames of men? Interesting. Where is... Oh, we have some really high level ones. It's a weapon. Some sort. Don't frickin' remember. Where is... Does that you equip it? Okay. Oh, there it is. Pearl slug. Oh, it is a... For some reason I thought it was something else. Oh, no. I probably should use some of those to make some better gems. Of all the strange life forms that reside in the nooks and crannies of the old land, the slugs are a clear sign of the left behind great ones. So the idea of these like slug things, I think we learn a little bit about this more with magic stuff. Interesting. Yeah, I had no idea about the gun, the pod. Let's go level up, and yeah, you make some blood gem changes. Now that that door is open, so the next part, there's a hunter in there who is the worst thing ever. He literally usually gives me a harder time than the boss does. I think that's true for most people. Okay, so let's...
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? Very well. Let the echo let me...
He just wrecks everyone. It's like hilarious sometimes. It's like you get summoned in, and then your guy just gets one-shotted by Call from Beyond. Okay, so... I don't think... Do we need either of these? I don't think so. Yeah, much better damage with that. I think we got... Did we really not get any gems that were better than the ones we have? It's this level 3 one. Worse than this level 2 one. That's poison. That has worse damage. Poison does not help us in this area. Okay, I'm gonna go get wrecked by the hunter. Stupid magic attack. He's like freaking Mikalash, where he just one-shots you with his magic. They said that this guy actually has decent combat skills, whereas Mikalash just kind of punches you. There's him. Don't worry about it. It's not like you have to be here or anything. Just nice to have people around whenever you can. I heard him. Let's go open this. Yes. Oh gosh, he's right there! I thought he was still on the stairs. No. None of that. Yeah, but... I know your tricks. First try, son of a bitch. Actually, that was like the smoothest I think I've ever fought him. He only used Call Beyond once. That's the... For people who don't know, when he goes like this and like the magic things come out. But I dodged through it correctly. I don't normally do that. Okay. Yeah, normally he uses that thing like 4 times, and then you inevitably just don't dodge correctly one of the times, and it wrecks you. Okay, student uniform. So, okay, back to lore. So where we are, so we're in the actual college right now. So we got this uniform. Let's look at that. Yeah. Uniform of the students of Bergenworth, a bygone institute of learning. Features a thick cape. Okay. The Healing Church has its roots in Bergenworth and naturally borrows heavily from its uniform design. The focus not on knowledge or thought, but on pure pretension would surely bring Master Willem to despair, if only he knew. So it's interesting that the student uniform actually talks more about the Healing Church. So we think more about how they kind of split. So now we know more of kind of what... I mean, we know that the church was very into using the blood to kind of elevate themselves. But now we kind of know that Bergenworth... Before we weren't kind of sure what was the other option. What were they doing besides, if they weren't using the blood? So they were using knowledge and thought to kind of elevate themselves. So we can kind of tie that to this idea of insight. So insight is obviously one of the kind of currencies in the game, but also it affects a lot of other stuff. So you can think the more insight we have, the more we can see stuff. That was kind of the idea behind Bergenworth. There's a note over here. Yeah. When the red moon hangs low, the line between man and beast is blurred. And when the great ones descend, a womb will be blessed with child. So this is kind of... We recently found the Blood Rapture rune. And that was the first time it told us that the queen had a child. And so now we kind of know, well, perhaps it's this womb. So when the great ones are descending, the queen will have a child. So we're kind of putting those together. So yeah, when the red moon hangs low, the line between man and beast is blurred. So right now, the moon is white, it's normal moon, but pretty soon there's going to be a red moon. So yeah, eyes on the inside. We haven't actually gotten to that yet in the game. We haven't talked to... I don't think when they actually first mentioned that. Because I know that's Willem's thing. I think if it's actually something here. Okay, Lunarium Key. key to the lunarium facing the lake on the second floor of Bergenworth College. In his final years, Master Willem was fond of the lookout and the rocking chair that he kept there for meditation. In the end, it is said, he left his secret with the lake. So that's... We've been hearing this entire time that big bodies of water hide secrets. And so we're thinking about, well, what is in the lake? And now it's like, now it directly infers us that Master Willem had some kind of secret in the lake. And we know that something happened here. And now we know it's probably in the lake. Oh, hey, buddy. Love this guy. Also, look at his eyes. Most people don't take the time to look at the eyes. That's an interesting point. I think originally it was supposed to refer to the Queen. But you're right, Ariana does. It does. Also refer to Ariana. What are you holding? Right, yeah, that note, it mentions the spider. So the spider hides all sorts of nightmares and secrets. I didn't actually mention his name is Rom, or her name is Rom, because it's a girl. But we've been mentioning Rom is the spider. So it mentions the spider, but then obviously we find it says Rom when we meet Rom. It says it's the spider. So, but what is this guy holding in his hand? Come here. Holding. It looks like it has a spider on it. Can you, like, bump you? Fall down, get a better view of it. There, great. No, we had a good view at it. It's a wretch. So yeah, there's a spider on it. Interesting. Bergenworth spider hides all sorts of secrets. Okay, empty phantasma shell. This is what I actually thought for some reason that we got down below. Okay. Yeah. Empty invertebrate shell that is said to be a familiar of a great one. The Healing Church has discovered a great variety of invertebrates, or phantasms as they are called. Shells with slime still harbor arcane power and can be rubbed on weapons to endue them with their strength. So we kind of, with this, not this one. Here, we kind of found out that, like, slugs and, like, kind of the slime are kind of, they have to do with arcane power. And that's come from certain great ones. And the study of them. That people have discovered this arcane power. Is it? Let's see. Okay, so now we can open this with the Lunarium key. And now we get to meet. So, this is Master Willem. So he's the guy that was in that cutscene with Lawrence. Something that I figured I actually didn't mention, even though it's fairly obvious. So we know that that skull was Lawrence that we touched in the Great Cathedral. Or Grand Cathedral. And we notice, obviously, that it's a beast. And, I mean, I did actually kind of mention this. That he had to have turned into a beast before his death. Well, because we'll deal with that a little bit later. So yeah, this is Willem. So when we talked to him, he gave us insight, and then he points towards the lake. So he only points to the lake. He doesn't actually say anything. It's kind of interesting if we think about the timeline at least a little bit. So basically, all of the characters that we know were at the beginning are dead. So I guess this kind of does relate. So we know that Lawrence was alive at the time. He was actually a student of Willem. So we can imagine that when he left, I don't know, he was maybe probably in his 20s. He founded the church. They did all of that blood ministration stuff. And then eventually turned into a beast. So we can kind of imagine that the timeline we're in, like the time that we're here, is actually significantly after that. But Willem, who was obviously older than Lawrence and ran this, is much, much older. He's still alive, so he's really old now. He's probably, I don't know, 100 to 150 years old at the moment. And we can try to think what has kept him alive. So yeah, we're going to look a little bit closer at him. So he has these growths on his neck. Thanks for bringing that up. Also, look at what his eyes are covered. This comes back. So if you think about the designs of some of the clothes that we've seen so far, I'm trying to think if we have any right now that have eye coverings. So, yeah, the idea that he doesn't... Yeah, he covers his eyes or he doesn't have eyes. We can think of that as, like, instead of seeing the world around us, like, literally seeing it, they want to elevate themselves through thought. So it's like by getting rid of being able to see the normal world, we can supposedly see something on a higher plane. And supposedly he has seen something that he starts to get these, so his greater insight has started to like evolve him. So if we watch closely right now, I'm going to kill him. So his blood, if you notice, it is white. It's kind of a little bit hard to see. So that means he's no longer like normal human. He has become kind of this. It's called kin. When something has white. It means it's on a higher level of like plane than a human, but it's not to the level of a great one. So that's what a kin is. We'll get a reference more to that pretty soon. So yeah, it's this pale blood. Though it's it's different than our pale blood. And if we pick up this eye, so this is what we really wanted to kind of tell him about us. Tell us. Okay. Allows one to make additional discoveries. Eyes symbolize the truth Master Willem sought in his research. Disillusioned by the limit of disillusioned by the limits of human intellect, Master Willem looked to beings from higher planes for guidance, and sought to line his brain with eyes in order to elevate his thoughts. So, this is what Shiny was talking about a little bit earlier, eyes on the inside. So that's Willem's whole thing, is trying to get eyes on the inside. That is his whole goal. So you can imagine, like, if your brain is, and like the thought there is what elevates you, and you want to see things like beyond, you want eyes on the inside. It's this weird, it's like almost, it's like a metaphor, but they actually kind of took it a little bit more literally. So, I have not. We can go do that. Yeah, we probably should go look a little bit more around in here. So some of the stuff down here. So got it. So yeah, there's eyes right here. There's eyes right there. This right here. So they basically, it's like they almost took it too literally. It's like they're actually collecting eyes to do research on. And so we can also kind of tie that back to the enemies. I want to get down here. Do that. We can imagine, like, if they wanted to get eyes, where did the boy go? They had more eyes, then they somehow succeeded. Because, obviously, the students that were still here have lots of eyes. No, you can't actually go down there. I just want to. Yeah, that's actually pretty much everything that's in Byrgenwerth. Like, actually in Byrgenwerth. We'll obviously keep discussing it because it's kind of the beginning of everything. I think one of the notes earlier said everything kind of stems from Byrgenwerth. Yeah, that's what I was imagining, is it might actually go to the underground labyrinth. Can we actually see? So that's one of the windmills. I don't think we can see Arkham. It'd be on the other side of this. Is that guy? So yeah, so Willem pointed down to the lake, so we need to go into the lake. And this whole time, obviously, we've been... Something is hiding in the lake. So let's go find out what it is. Moonside Lake. And what we find is this thing. It'll get named in a second. This is Rom, the vacuous spider. And so if we look at him, it's a girl, sorry. So the eyes here. So one, it has a lot of eyes, just like all over the place. So we can imagine this was probably the result of all of that research that they were doing. Rom, I'm not sure when it says this, but Rom is a full kin, meaning that he is, or she, sorry, God, she is not a great one, but is close. So it's like they were trying to create a great one, and this is what they ended up with. If we think about the word vacuous, vacuous means kind of empty. So even though they created something like a physical thing, it's empty inside. It doesn't have the intellect or the power of the Great Ones. So what they created was not... It's not complete. No. Look at those eyes. Take more of a look at it. This is like one of the only bosses that you can actually look at, really, in-game, before you... Like, at all. Because it doesn't try to kill you at the beginning. So. I haven't looked at... Rom, you're so weird. Okay. So, but it is a boss, so we're gonna kill it. Wow, we do a ton of damage. So yeah, Rom herself is not that big of a pain. She has these magic attacks. But it's mostly these goddamn spiders. Nope, don't do that. Oh, don't do that either. Don't get hit by the things! This boss fight is such a weird one. It's like, can you get in and dodge the spiders? Ooh, and not die. Yeah, this idea, yeah, it's just empty. The emptiness. It's something that, like, most people don't even think about. Like, when they fight for the first time. You know, it's like one of the most lore-heavy bosses. But you really have to, like, dig in to the name and, like, its location and all this stuff to kind of figure out anything about it. Also, like, some of its movements... That was so dumb of me. I deserve to die. I almost never kill the spiders. Except for the very first time. So when I go in again... I could have easily avoided that death, which is kind of annoying. So, when I go in the next time, because the spiders will be there, I will kill the spiders first. I never kill the spiders the next couple times. I usually don't need to, I've found. Like, sometimes they'll kill me, but as you can see, I wasn't getting really hurt by them. So yeah, I'll kill the spiders here. Because Rom doesn't actually attack me. Why did I... Really weird. Over here. I love the music in this place as well. It's like super, like, wow, it's a light, but it gives it a very distinct feel. It's the first time I've actually seen them clumped so well together. Normally they're all over the place. Is all of them? I actually probably should do fire paper as well. This. Okay. It's pretty decent damage. Alright. The music gets slightly more intense. Wow, not attacking me at all. There we go. Wow, I didn't... It went for the secondary attack. Weird RNG! Spiders, no. See, this strategy also makes it less likely to do the other attack, like the one that's up above. Ugh. Which is the hardest of them to dodge, even though I'm pretty good at it. God damn it, you didn't transport very far. Yeah, this one. I'm pretty good at dodging it now, but it's actually the hardest of the three. Oh my god! What are you doing? Okay, thrashing is good. God, see, now the spiders are a problem because they're all right here. Oh, there's my blood coast. Okay, perfect. Get out of there. No. That's scary. Ooh, ooh, that was real sketch. There we go. Got it. See, my strategy's not too bad. Yeah, geez, that's real scary. So yeah, one thing you notice, what we get a kin cold blood here. I don't know if it has too much to tell us. Dare not to delve into the world beyond humanity, the eldritch truth touched upon long ago at Bergenworth. So yeah, cold blood of inhuman kin of the cosmos, brethren of the great ones. So not quite the great one. I guess, yeah, you're right. So many buttons. So here is Queen of Yharnam, or was. I don't think she's not like still alive. But cutscene. Let me turn myself off. Just for this. So we can remember that little note that said when the red moon is like coming, then that's when it's like the true night, all the beasts. So yeah, the red moon hangs low. So we just caused that. So yeah, if we also think back, the spider was hiding lots of things. You don't want to type me. So now that we've killed the spider, all of the secrets can be revealed. So yeah, ritual secret broken. Seek the nightmare newborn. Okay, so this thing up here, which we'll see a lot of. Why did it? God damn it! I wanted this. Look up more. So this is an amygdala. They are some of the great ones. You can't see them unless you have enough insight. So they're actually always here, but you can't see them until... I'm not sure if... The first time, I think... I'm trying to think if it's actually... How much insight it was required. It's quite a bit. I don't know if it's 30, but I know you can always see them after you beat Rom, so... So we're gonna run underneath, because he grabs you. We'll actually need him to grab us, but not yet. So now we are in Yahar'gul. So this is part of the town that's been basically hidden away. But now that we have broken the seal, we can come here. But we're going to return. Level up a little bit. So a crap ton of stuff we can do now, because ROM basically is a trigger for a lot of people and different quests. So we're going to actually go back and basically talk to like all of the people now. So this is basically, I have like a list of things that we need to do now.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? Very well, let me stand close.
Keep bumping those. Yeah, 54.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find...
Caramon is still... So yeah, we advanced the moon phase. Let me figure out where I want to go first. I probably want to go talk to Yosefka's monster first. Then we'll go talk to Gilbert. Then there's like 40 things we need to do. Anything in particular you want to talk about with the moon phase? Do I have to go open this again? That's weird. It looks cool. Okay, so let's go outside. We have to go back around, I guess. No, it does not. Okay, so yeah, we can... So the moon now looks like that. And the sky is freaking purple! No. So, the jail. So the first time we went to the jail, that is actually the Unseen Village, part of it. But you can't go back to that specific lamp anymore. We'll actually go by where that lamp is, but that one does not work. That one's broken for the rest of the game. Okay, so we're gonna go talk to the imposter. Oh, we can reopen the story, yes. For the third time. Okay. So I guess we can talk about this, dude. So, oh, whoops! I forgot to turn myself back on. Even though you could hear me, that's all that really matters. But so, if you remember, when we were in the woods, we found that beggar dude on top of one of the windmills. He was hunched over. So, and when we decided to send him here because we didn't want him to send him to the chapel because he kills people. So this is him. This is what happens to all the people that you send. So the imposter, Yosefka, actually does experiments on people and turns them into these celestials. Kill him. So, yeah, we get this beast rune from him. Oops. Which I think we already had. This is beast rune. His is more powerful. Because he actually... So, if you ever attack him while he's in his human form, he transforms into... it's called a bloodletting beast, I think. So it's a powerful monster from inside the dungeons underneath, like the big labyrinth. So he's actually more beast than most people. So now if we go try to... So the first time we were back here and we tried to talk to Yoseka, she was like, don't come up here or I'll attack you. And she does, and you can kill her then. That was kind of a pain in the butt. But we wanted... There's nothing here. To trigger this specific thing. So let's talk to her. Along with these other ghostly people.
God, I'm nauseous. Have you felt this? It's progressing. I can see things. I knew it. I'm different. I'm no beast. Oh, God, it feels awful. But it proves that I'm chosen. Don't you see how they writhe inside my head? It's rather rapturous. God, I'm nauseous. It's progress. I knew it. I'm different. Oh, it's...
So, what she does... so we'll kill her right now. And what she drops is 1/3 of the umbilical cord. So if we read this one... So it's different than... So this is the first one that we got. This is a different one. So Provost Willem sought the cord in order to elevate his being and thoughts to those of a great one, aligning his brain with eyes. The only choice he knew, if man were to ever match their greatness. So what she actually does is she eats this as she sees that Rom is killed and the nightmare is being we're being shifted into this other phase. She eats it as kind of like a... She's like worried that she won't act like the changes, so she tries to eat it to like elevate her own being. So as you can tell by her dialogue, she does start to see stuff. But yeah, it's like putting her into pain, making her kind of go insane. I've read that she eats it. So because this one was actually... This cord was one that Willem had. Pretty sure. So, I mean, you can look up that. Maybe I read something weird. But yeah, there's our next third of the umbilical cord. Maybe that's why she didn't do it right. Okay, so let me check that off that was on our to-do list. to talk to her and get the cord. So next, we're going to go talk to Gilbert, because he's closest. Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to look up the imposter, what she does, that'd be great. Otherwise, I'll probably do it tonight. I didn't look too much into that. Hey, bro. See you. Okay, so let's still talk to Gilbert. And by Gilbert... So there's Gilbert. This is Gilbert. So we knew that he was having issues and sick, so he turned into a beast. Release him from his pain, and he gives us this rune. Clawmark. Clawmark is an impulse to seek the warmth of blood like a beast. It strengthens visceral attacks, one of the darker hunter techniques. Although the difference is subtle, runesmith Carol describes the beast as a horrific and unwelcome instinct, deep within the hearts of men, while Clawmark is an alluring invitation to accept this very nature. So it's like you can tell he was definitely fighting with, like, becoming a beast. But he wasn't able to overcome it, so he became the beast. You can tell he broke out right here. That's where he was. So that's it with Gilbert, unfortunately. He was a good friend who told us things. Okay, so next we're going to go talk to the little girls. It's fastest this way. Don't mind me, werewolves. All these people. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of lore hunting for a bit. And story stuff. Yeah, have a nice lunch.
You haven't by any chance seen my little sister, have you? I told her to look after the house, but she's run off somewhere. She's still quite small, and wears a big white ribbon. Have you seen her out there anywhere?
So, our choice is no, because if you remember... So, the girl we talked to before was a little sister. And when she asked us, could we send her somewhere, we told her to go to the chapel. And she was all happy, so she tried to go to the chapel. So she disappeared from here. So, but we never saw her at the chapel. So, no.
Oh. Okay then. But if you do see her, would you give me word? She's a small girl, with a big white ribbon. My good little sister.
Okay. So what we're going to do is some little detective work now. So if she was to leave, this little girl... I don't know if there's actually a door on this. Yeah, so... Okay, door. So she came out. Told her to go to the chapel. So she knows that's in Cathedral Ward. So she'd come out this way. Go here. She would descend. Down this ladder. Oh. It does. So... she would continue past here. Go along this way. Come down here. Go down this ladder. Down into the sewers. Go along here. Past all these things. I'm having you believe that she got past this stuff. And then she would come in here. No, she didn't go up the ladder. And she would come to this pig. So, we're going to kill the pig. And what the pig drops is a red messenger ribbon. I don't know if this actually has anything for us to read. Okay. Okay. The thick, pungent red was drawn from the organs of some unfortunate victim. Strange choice indeed, but perhaps for the messengers wearing this accessory constitutes a form of mourning. So, if you can imagine the little girl coming, seeing the pig, she obviously can't get by the pig, so she gets eaten by the pig. It's probably like the most surprising thing in this whole game. But she never makes it to the chapel. She only makes it to the pig. So now, with this ribbon in hand, we get to go back to the other sister.
Oh. Back again. Any news of my sister?
So now we can give her the ribbon.
Oh. How did this happen? Why would she ever go outside? At least... for her bye.
So, yeah, we caused that. So that's our bad. But we had to do it for... We didn't have to do it. But... So, I'm going to quit out real quick. And come back in. Because it's faster than going back to like a lantern. Slow loading. Okay, so now the window is dark. So yeah, there's nothing there. If we go down here, we can find... This is the sister. So she jumped off of right there to kill herself because... I mean, her sister's dead, her mom's dead, her dad's dead. Her grandfather is dead. So, white messenger ribbon. Okay. A ribbon made of fine lace that shines remarkably. More suited to young pretty girls than silly old messengers. One second. So this is the end of the storyline. Basically for the daughters, for Gascoigne in general. So it's one of the saddest storylines in the whole game. So kind of we think about. So we talked to the sister. and she gave us a music box that her mother forgot to take as she went out looking for Gascoigne. Gascoigne, we know because we met him, had gone crazy. He was killing people, beasts. He was so drunk on the blood that he didn't have any kind of mind to himself anymore. Either he killed the wife, or she was stabbed by one of the people, making him go even crazier. We don't know. But either way, she's dead in the tomb of Odin. Over there where we fought Gascoigne. So we kill Gascoigne because we have to. All the while, with the sisters, I didn't tell them about the that we found their mother. We'll do that next time to see what the differences are. But then we found the chapel, and we decided to send the little girl to the chapel. Obviously, she didn't make it. She got eaten by the pig. We retrieve her ribbon, and then we give it to the sister, who kills herself. Back in the tomb, before that happened, Henrik, who we know as a great friend of Gascoigne, as well as one of the older hunters, came in there. We can kind of infer that Henrik is the father of Gascoigne's wife. And so he goes in there, he sees he's over. We didn't get to see this much because it's such a fast area that we go in there to fight him. But he sees that his daughter is dead. Obviously, Gascoigne is dead there as well. That pushes him over the edge, so we have to kill him. So it's just a whole bunch of awfulness that happens right there. So we are going to go to the chapel and talk with everybody there, see what's up with their different dialogues. There's some of the stuff that has been triggered now. Not a whole lot. The chapel is kind of its own weird little pocket of people, which is what it's supposed to be, because we saved all of them. We'll just run this way. I think the saddest part of probably like the whole game in terms of like actual individual people's storylines. Back through to I assumed that it'd be faster to run than it would be to go and load and then load out again. Okay, we're gonna actually do something real quick right here. So we have Blood of Adela. We're gonna discard that. So what we're gonna do? Let me see. I should make sure that I didn't screw this up. I might have screwed this up. Nope, we didn't. Okay, I didn't think we did. So what we're gonna do?
There you are. Forgive me, I'm a bit out of sorts. So, no blood today, I'm afraid.
So she's having issues. That's as a caught from the moon. Let's talk to this person.
Oh, the hunter. Alive and well at that. Another one you sent made it here safe and sound. This place is a haven now for so many, thanks to you. I'm overjoyed, really, that you'd even give me the time of day. I don't suppose there's anybody out there worth saving anymore, but you did all you could. And so many owe you so much. Amazing, really. Not because you're a hunter, but because you're you.
Oh, yeah.
Makes me think, once dawn breaks, maybe I can just, start over. Makes it easier to bear all of this, you see. You've made life easier. Thank you.
Okay. Let's talk to him.
There you are. You're early, dear. Is anything the matter? You can always tell me. Mother will make everything better. What's wrong? Anything you'd like to tell me? Oh my, you poor thing. But don't you worry. This'll help you forget. Forget your troubles. Forget your cares.
So she gives us a sedative. So if we go look at sedative, even though we have some, we just haven't looked at it yet. Okay, liquid medicine concocted at Bergenworth calms the nerves. Those who delve into the arcane fall all too easily to madness, and thick human blood serves to calm the frayed nerves of these inquisitive minds. Naturally, this often leads to reliance on blood administration. So this is a kind of... It's to combat the insanity that comes with basically looking like beyond and increasing your insight. So you can kind of tell that she's kind of going crazy, and so she's like trying to help you by giving you sedatives. We'll keep talking to her if I remember enough times, because she has a little thing that she does. So let's talk to this guy.
Your lies spin a web, but I see through your deceit. I did not learn from books. No. I learned it all with my own mind. But I learned it.
So you can tell they've kind of calmed down, all the people here. So yeah. Okay. See, I didn't think she did anything else. We'll deal with a slightly different storyline with these guys next time. That's a little bit more interesting for her. Let's see, what else do we need to do? Okay, we're gonna go to the Grand Cathedral. Talk to Eileen. So, Eileen's right here. All bloodied up.
Oh. Is that you again? I'm afraid I've made a bit of a blunder. I'm just going to have a short rest. Though, don't I've taken blood. Enough to save an old woman. No more dreams for me. This is my last chance. What a fool I am. I'll have to tread carefully. But that thing still lies in wait. Turn back. This is my score to settle.
So, one thing especially to notice there, she says, "I don't dream anymore. So this is my last chance." So basically, unlike us, who, whenever we die, we are kind of caught by the hunter's dream. And so we don't die, actually. She doesn't do that. But she knows about it. Which means that at some point, she was like us, where she had basically went around Yarnum, and whenever she died, she would come back through the hunter's dream. The only other person that we know who does this is Jura, the guy in Old Yarnum, as he mentioned that as well. Well,
My prey lies in wait this way. Turn back. This is my score to settle.
so she was fighting a guy in here and basically lost. Oh yeah, something I wanted to notice. So you can see these guys. I didn't point them out the first time we were here. They look like, now we know, because we've seen them, the amygdalas. So there's this hunter right here. He is super duper hard. And will almost 100% kill me. So I'm going to go against him. Let's see if I can take him down. I think I'll be done. Also notice, as he moves around, he kind of disappears. Oh yeah, he did. So he killed me. Notice, yeah, he disappears as he like moves across. We've discovered that before. It's called, well, we talked about it when we went to the Old Hunter's Workshop. It's called the Art of Quickening. And it's something that happens only for really old hunters. So, or like hunters that were there at the beginning. So he is actually one of the old hunters. So that's why he knows how to do that. Wow, we went around a lot. So that's kind of his thing. I don't know if I'll actually get around to killing him. He's not necessary. I mean, we kind of fulfill Eileen's quest line that way. But I don't know if we're actually required to kill him to do that. So we're actually going to go back to Hunter's Dream. Then I think we can go to Yahar Ghul. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can just do that. Get it? I don't have anything here yet. I'm just like, say this one doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah. I was debating whether we should go to the DLC real quick, but I don't think we should yet. So, yeah, Yahar Ghul. So there's some amygdalas right there. They're all over the place here. So yeah, we'll get chunks real quick. Then we'll be able to upgrade our weapon. He's not actually. So something that happens in Yaharul is there are these bell ladies that basically summon these guys. And then, but if you don't kill the bell lady, then they just keep summoning them. I don't know if that guy reappears over here, though. So that's going to be kind of a theme. Also, the way that we get through here effectively is basically just by running by a lot of the enemies and killing the bell lady first. Let me make sure I didn't forget. Actually, let's go backwards. So I ran through because I wanted to get to the lamp. But there is some stuff here. But yeah, we have a bunch of extra cold blood stuff. So then there's that amygdala up there. We actually need to come from the other direction. There's a little bit of section that we haven't gone through yet. Right there, this part of the cathedral ward. So the way that this connects to the cathedral ward, so that if you go up there and then you go up this little mountain, say mountain, it's like a lump, a hill, and then you pop up to the right of the Grand Cathedral. Normally it's locked and blocked by an amygdala, but the door has opened. Okay. Oh my gosh. That was a bad start. But now, obviously we're in here, so that's open. But that amygdala, we do need to get grabbed by that amygdala, so it takes us to another place. Which we've technically been able to do ever since we got the tonsil stone from the I don't know if any of these guys can actually pick up echoes. No. So we're gonna run past here. I go to the bell lady. This is one of those sections that's like ultra frustrating at the beginning. Like the first time you come through here, because you don't know. Wow. About the bell ladies. But as soon as you beat the bell lady, those guys who are ultra strong are not nearly as strong now. So we can two-shot them rather than like freaking four-shotting them. And they stay dead. I think we don't need to kill like it. Also, this amygdala actually does grab you and kill you. Okay, here's the bolts. This. Okay, that's a good gem. So yeah, my whole strategy for this area now that I've been through the first time, my very first playthrough, is basically just to run past everybody and go. Kill the bell ladies. So we'll be doing that for every area. So here's another one. Bell ladies, like right there. And then she'll summon a bunch of crap over here. Look at this guy. Okay. Plus, we'll go open up this right here. So we get through. In case we die, then we can come through and just like kill the Melody super quick. Nice statue right here. Okay, so kill Giant. Yes, there's an item right there. It's so nice when they get caught on the door. Okay, air. This one. Oh, we already have one. Yeah. The air sees sentimentality in the warmth of blood and acknowledges visceral attacks as one of the darker human techniques. More echoes per visceral attack. Where did we get this before? Oh, we got it earlier today, but now I don't even remember. Okay. Go through here. So there's something I want to talk a little bit about. Involving the church, as most things are. And so that has to do with kind of the formation of the church. So far we've only heard about the church in like its entirety, but that's not specifically true in terms of like how it's set up and what that means. Because their structure does have some important kind of aspects to play into it. I'm not sure when these will come up, but it has something to do with something I'm going to discover in a second. These guys are under Bell. Okay, I wasn't sure. And so the area that we're in right now is called the Unseen Village. And as we've discovered before, the reason that some things are like forbidden or hidden is because they're not doing things that the church wants the normal people of Yharnam to see. Oh gosh, I forgot that he was like right there. And so how this interacts with kind of everything is that this whole village area was kind of hidden. And what we'll figure out is that this place is run by something called the School of Menses. I've mentioned them once before. And the School of Menses actually is part of the church. And they just run this part of town, basically. And the other part of the church that so there's three parts. There's just the basic church, so they don't have like a name. They have a secondary part called the School of Menses, which is where it controls this area here. And then there's another part called the choir, which we haven't met yet. We're about to... This thing right here. So this is the upper cathedral key. I don't know if this key actually tells us anything about... Okay, yeah, it does. The upper echelons of the Healing Church are formed by the School of Menses, based in the Unseen Village. There you go. And the choir occupying the upper cathedral ward. So there's like, the normal church is like here, and then like up above these two things are the choir and the School of Menses. So we can kind of figured that this person from the choir was actually kidnapped by the School of Mensis because they are in this cage in the Unseen Village, and then they have the key to the part where we actually go see where the choir is as well. So I'm gonna take a little break right now and eat some lunch. Then we'll be back to finish all of the Ahar Ghul and learn more about the School of Mensis. So